Hey everybody, I'm Josh, and welcome to Season 5 of Just Sayin. Thank you. On the show today, there is a killer afoot. So sit back and relax because, believe me, I got a lot to say. We ended the season with a special guest. We're going to start the season with the guest again. Please welcome Taser! Hi, pretty girl! Oh, that's a pretty puppy. That's a good girl. Yeah. Every time I start filming, she starts running over here because she knows she's going to get a cookie. If she's over here and I'm on camera to get her to go away. Anyway, it's going to be fun because she can't find the cookie now. It's nowhere near where she found it. Oh. No. She's getting cold. Now she's getting hot. Oh, she found it. All right. Anyway, sorry. So on the show today, I'm going to give you all of the information you need to know, including the official rules and details, the dates, and the murder mystery scenario. So, okay, you can go away now. Go lay down. Go lay down. Go lay down. Go lay down. Good girl. Thank you. All the information you need to know about the murder mystery, you're going to get that here in just a little bit. I am also asking you guys to strike up an agreement with me. And I'll explain all of that here in just a second. Normally I do give you a tease, a highlight of what's going to come in the season, but I'm going to give you specific details because this season is going to be huge. This season has a lot of exciting things, so I cannot wait for the season to get started. On the show, also, besides all of that information, according to our friends at holidayinsights.com, as you all know, April 1st is April Fool's Day, but what many people don't know is that April is also National Humor Month. And so I thought we would take a look at some of the most humorous segments that I have, and it's going to be a good episode. I also have a very special announcement to make in the next segment. So let's get it started. We can't start an official season without another cheesy monologue. So, as usual, I went to latenightLOL.com, and in the search bar I typed in mystery premiere. Mystery and premiere, not at the same time. And these were the jokes I got. Obviously, they're going to be outdated. So hold on tight. Here we go. As I already read that, Piers Morgan's new show on CNN premiered, and his first guest was Oprah Winfrey. That lady came across so warming and inviting, and Oprah did okay too. Experts are trying to figure out how millions of Florida honeybees mysteriously died last week, while also trying to figure out how millions of Florida residents stayed alive last week. Because they're old. Season 15 of Dancing with the Stars premiered last night. Is it really the 15th season? It seems like just yesterday I didn't watch season 1. A spy agency in South Korea has said that it has solved the mystery of Kim Jong-un's most recent 6-week absence. Turns out he was just a Burning Man. Even evil dictators got to have some recreational time, right? Go lay down, honey. Go on. Go lay down. Now. Now she's just standing at the other side of my desk and annoying the crap out of me. Here we go. Here's the first official point to ponder of this new season. I like to live life on the edge by occasionally sticking my foot off the side of the bed. A new report suggests that only 15% of articles on Wikipedia are written by women, which explains why the Wikipedia article on the vagina is subtitled The Cave of Mystery. Had it been written by a gay man, it would be called No Man's Land. Take a deep breath. Hold on tight because it's season 5's first official joke of the week. and it's a good one. Tonight was the opening of Star Wars: The Force Awakens, and in an interview at this week's premiere, one of its stars, Oscar Isaac, said that it would leave Earth forever if he could take a family member, or as everyone else calls it, defeating the purpose of leaving Earth. I wouldn't take a family member. I'd take a friend of mine, but not a family member. Anyway. There's a new online reality show premiering this summer called The Mormon Bachelor. At the start of the show, the Bachelor dates 25 contestants, and by the end of the show, he's married to 25 contestants. And finally, Star Wars fans reportedly camped out in line for last night's Star Wars premiere over a week ago. Said fans, this counts as sleeping with someone, right? Read the book I gave you. Go to the Wikipedia article of the Cave of Mystery. All right. So, big announcement to come. Competition points to come. The scenarios coming. And I've never done this before in my show. Normally, I try to end each show with a tease for next week. And not tell you exactly what I'm going to be talking about. However, there's very important dates in Season 5 that I need you guys to know. So get out your pieces of paper and a pencil and write down these important dates in this edition of The Spotlight. Okay. So this is normally where I get really winded. And this is going to be take number 5 that I've done of this episode. At least I know the last 2 that I did, the take 3 and take 4, we're almost an hour long. And I always try to keep my show around a half an hour. I'm already at 7 minutes. We'll see what happens. I can't promise anything, but let's just deal with it, okay? All right. So, again, I'm giving you very important dates of my shows this year, of this season, so be sure to write them down or keep them in your mind because they're big. First, before we get into that, I want everyone that's watching this episode to make a deal with me. And if you agree to the deal, I want you to comment below and just say agree. Even if you've just stumbled across, have never watched an episode of this before, and you just happen to stumble across this episode, this deal is for you also, because I guarantee you, I'm so confident that this episode is going to be big and exciting and fun, that I promise that if it isn't, I will not do this show anymore. That is how confident I am. Okay, let's be real. I'll still do the show, but you can unsubscribe and I won't care. All I ask is that first of all, if you are subscribed, just type in agree in the comments. If you are not subscribed and or just stumbled across this, please subscribe and agree in the comments. And like I said, if this season sucks, you can unsubscribe and I won't care. That is how confident I am that this season is going to rock and is going to be a huge season. So let's start off with the very important dates of this season. So May is Mystery Month. And here in just a little bit, I am going to give you all of the official rules, all of the official details, as well as the murder mystery scenario. But I want to finish going through an overview of Season 5. But, as I've said before, and I'm going to go into more detail when I get into the murder mystery competition information, I am not going to speak about Murder Mystery Month during the month of May whatsoever. This is the last time I'm going to speak about it until the end of May, and then again in the end of June. And those dates are coming up here in just a little bit. Bear with me. June is National Cat Adoption Month. And I might as well make the big announcement right now. I am so excited about this. So all of you guys know I adopted my dog from a shelter. And they always say, adopt animals, you'll save their lives. And that is true. But what people who haven't adopted don't realize that they also save your life. I am a firm believer in adoption. I do eat meat, but I try to. That's really the only thing that I try to do about animals. Like if for example, I'll go to the store and buy a burger, or go to a restaurant and order a burger, or chicken, or whatever. However, if I know that, for example, my nephews hunt, and if I know that one of them killed something, for example, and I only use this as an example because they're known to do this, they should kill a deer, they make jerky out of it, I will not eat it. Or if my friend has a bunch of cows and then they don't, I won't eat any burger that they're from because I knew, you know what I mean? Like it's just something subconsciously, but regardless, I do have some weird things that I don't, with animal stuff that I don't do. Like I try not to wear leather or whatever. But yeah, so just, I'm trying my best, and in order to make things kosher, I thought I'd have a little fun this year. And one thing that I'm going to start next episode, and everything that I'm talking about in this segment is going to start in the next episode. Starting next episode, I reached out to the place that I ended up getting my taser at, which is PCAPS, otherwise known as Peoria County Animal Protection Services, which is a no-kill shelter. I reached out to them, and all year long, because June is National Cat Adoption Month, October is National Dog Adoption Month, so all season long, I'm going to have 2 animals at the end of every show that are up for adoption, and I'm going to be working very closely with them. Because I film these in advance, and they do send out an email every week of pets of the week. But because my filming and how I do the filming, I just want to put this out there. The way that I do my filming, I film a couple of weeks before they get posted. So I may promote an animal who, by the time this gets posted, is no longer there. But if that's the case, and Taser doesn't know this, but she was not my first choice when I went to the shelter, and the one I went there for had already been adopted out, and I went in to look at different dogs, and she was in the second cage on the left-hand side, and I just kind of glanced. I wasn't even going to look at her cage. I just kind of glanced at the card information of her name, and she jumped up on the door and then gave me that little puppy dog look, and she melted my heart from there. Anyway, so that's why I got her. But so if you're going there, or contact them, which all of their contact information will be in every one of my descriptions of each of my videos. If you're interested in one of them and they're already gone, they will help you find an animal for you that will fit your needs. They are amazing. Shout out to PCAPS because they're going to be our unofficial sponsor of the year, and I love working to try and get animals adopted out. Every animal needs a good home. So yeah, maybe sometime this calendar year I'll get with TAPS or get with PCAPS. It's also called Pause. And maybe do a face-to-face interview or something once more people get vaccinated and we can lose more restrictions. But we'll see what happens. Right now they're only doing it by appointment, I believe. So we'll see what happens. Maybe we'll do an online interview or something later on. Who knows? But it's going to be fun to work with. And I may be having a new business of the month starting next week. So be sure to pay attention about that, because I use this person on a whim and just from hearing somebody talk about her, and I love her, and I hope she decides to join us with the show. But yeah. Well, there's so much to come. I promise you, it's going to be a great episode or a great season. For example, May 16th or May 9th is Mother's Day. We have to have our second annual Mother's Day celebration. I mean, we have to honor, even though we should be honoring our parents every day, we should take time out and specifically concentrate on honoring mom just as well as dad. Or in the families who have two moms or two dads or one of and not the other, you need to take time and thank the adult in your life that's raising you, because it's no simple job. Trust me. You may think you hate them, but they will always be there for you. In the worst of your situations, they will always be there for you. And you can take that. You guys have know what I've been through. And my family has stuck beside me ever since. And family is nothing to laugh at. Yeah, I joke around that I don't like them and I wish I were adopted. But deep down, I know, they know, and we all know that we all know that we love each other and we'll always be there for each other. Anyway, the week after that is our 50th episode. I'm really excited about that. That episode, I can promise you, will be around an hour. We're going to have a live Taser Versus. We're going to do a fun game, I think, if I can get it worked out. We're also going to look back at some of my favorite moments and forcing myself to learn the editing thing or the IntroAide thing has made me recalibrate myself and be more positive that I can figure out this editing app. So it is my promise to you that I will have the top 10 funniest bloopers of the show. So be sure to watch. It's going to be so much fun. I promise you. And then the season finale will be June 27th, where I will announce who the killer is, who the winner is, and the information and all of the clues that I put on throughout the show. Speaking of that, let's go ahead and get the official rules going. Here we go. Oops, I already did that one. Okay, here are some important contest dates. Before we do that, let me just say that the murder mystery starts next week. There are no clues this week. There will be no clues after May 30th. Okay? And it's all going to make sense to you once you learn these dates. So, starting next episode, there will be clues until the last show in May 30th. There'll be subtle clues. I'm not going to tell you when the clues are coming up. You just have to watch everything. It may be in a picture I post. It may be in something I say. Or it could be out there for hockey fans. You never know. Just pay attention to everything. And again, I'm not going to speak of the murder mystery during the month of May at all whatsoever. We're focusing on National Photography Month. So we're going to take a look at some hilarious photos that are out there. After May 30th, which is the last Sunday of May, the next episode that I post, I am going to open my email for your entries. Now, if anyone has a question or a request for the official rules or the scenario, or both, please email the show at shittalking20@gmail.com with the subject line contest, rules, or request, or whatever. And I'm asking you specifically to put that stuff as subject line, and I'll get to why here in just a moment. I'm only allowing email entries from June 6th, 2021 to June 17th, 2021. And in that time, I want you to email me 3 specific things. Now, I know that you guys can watch this as many times as you want, which is kind of the point. And you never know where my clues are going to be. They could be at the beginning of the show. They could be at the end of the show. They could be in the middle of the show. They could be in all places. So it's kind of the point. But you have to watch the entire show to get the clues. I know that you guys can watch these over and over again. So I am going to make them very subtle. Uh, because of that, I'm asking for specific information for when you email me your entries between June 6th to June 17th. After June 17th or before June 16th, if I get an email with your reply, you're done. You're disqualified. That email address is disqualified, and I won't even open the email. If you are going to email in an entry between the amount allotted time, the subject line must be, "Here is the killer." Here is the killer. If you put your guesses and send me an email that's not with that subject line, it is disqualified. I have to make this fair for everyone, and everyone has to follow the rules. You must be 18 years old or older. I forgot to put that in here, but you have to be 18 years old or older because of money, because there is a prize of money. Okay, what I'm looking for is who the killer is, and this is specific information that you must email when you email me your entries with the subject line, "Here is the killer." The name of the killer, and no less than 3 clues that you found and what segments they were in order to win. And all that information has to be correct. I will be going back and referencing them because it may be something I didn't realize was a clue, or because of something, maybe it persuaded someone to think of someone else. You never know. So it's going to give me a chance to kind of evaluate what was in your mind and your thinking process. After June 17th, there will be an episode. I don't know the date off the top of my head, but there will be an episode between June 17th and the finale. It's the episode on the 20th. With that episode, nothing about the competition. The emails will be done. I will have all of the entries. I probably won't even know who the killer is or who the winner is at that point. But I will. On the finale, I'm going to announce the winner, who the killer was, and all of the clues that I put on throughout the season. The next information I want is just a screenshot of the official rules, only accepting guesses between June 6th, 2021 and June 17th, 2021. The first timed, stamped email that I get with all of the correct information is the winner. And there can only be 1 entry per email per person. And I say that so that the same person doesn't email me. And I ask for specific information so that some random person that comes along doesn't just see this episode and email me one email with a different name in it, just so that they get it in first. So that's kind of why I'm doing this, and I am going to be a stickler for it because I want it to be fair for everyone. So please, it's going to be a lot of fun. If you guys have ever seen shows like The Mole, or it was on a while back called Whodunit, or I can't think of anything else right now, Murder, She Wrote, there's subtle clues. Those will be the type of clues that I'm doing. It could be in something I say, it could be something in something that I post. But without further ado, here is the scenario. Marshall Harrington lost control of his car coming down Walsh Pass this morning. He was returning from a business meeting at Crow's Nest Restaurant. Harrington ordered 4 breakfast platters and then waited for 3 other people to join him. Those attending were Lucky Harrington, his son, the typical rich kid whose mother made Mr. Harrington, promised the son's allowance after she died. Luckily was basically marking time until he got his hand on the entire fortune. Then there was Greg Harrington, William Marshall Harrington's nephew, the son of his brother, who has made an effort in supporting himself as he runs a small manufacturing business. However, their sole client is Mr. Harrington. And then finally, to attend was the lawyer William Prescott. He was forced out of a larger firm to which no one will talk about and works exclusively for Mr. Harrington. All three people depended on Harrington for their livelihood. When each arrived, instead of menus, the waitress, as ordered, gave the men a copy of a new will, which would cut one of them out of the will. The waitress stated that an uproar was instantaneous, with Lucky screaming that his father's will was illegal. William, the lawyer, assured Lucky that it was not only legal, but would be valid as of tomorrow, and that the copy was already at his office ready to file. For the record, this means that Mr. Harrington died prior to the new will being put into place. It was found that someone had tampered with Mr. Harrington's vehicle while he was at the restaurant. Mr. Harrington demanded loyalty, and while he accepted his lazy son, incompetent lawyer, and an indifferent supplier, Mr. Harrington changed his will as soon as he believed that one of the men concerned were anything less than loyal. As a matter for the record, the will would not have affected anyone else in Mr. Harrington's life. Only one of these three men. After making his announcement, Mr. Harrington told the three gentlemen to enjoy their last meals on him and left the restaurant laughing. It was then, when he left the restaurant and headed home, that Mr. Harrington met his end. If you think you know who killed Mr. Harrington, please email the show between 12:01 a.m. on June 6, 2021 and 11:59 p.m. on June 17th, 2021 at shittalking20@gmail.com with the subject line, "Here is the killer." In the email, please put who you think the killer is, no less than 3 clues that you found, and in what segments you found them in. The first email I get with all the correct information and the earliest time-stamped email that I get will win the $50 reward. For the record, I'm going to buy the time and date stamp that the email is received, and someone is making another special appearance. Go lay down. I will give you a cookie one more time, but go lay down. Please. There. So let's get these off of the screen. And I'm letting you know right now, I have to cut the next segment short because I'm already at the half-hour mark. And I don't want this to be an hour-long show. Sorry. So I am going to skip right ahead. We're not going to do warning. We're going to skip ahead to Here Come the Popo. Oh, so that's right. Here we go. We're going to take a look at some of the funniest police blotters that I found online searching funny police blotters. Anyway, without further ado, here we go. Hold on tight. 4:51 p.m. a high school student attempted to touch a police officer while waiting at the high school for a bus, asking the officer, "Do you even lift?" Why would you even make a report of that? Deputies responded to a report of a gaggle of elk loitering in a public roadway, creating a traffic hazard near milepost 33, Highway 41 in Old Town at 1:23 a.m. Deputies spoke with the elk, and they agreed to leave the roadway and not return. Really? You spoke to the elk. Did they call the elk whisperer? Okay, this next one is the end part of an article about a Marine getting stabbed. It's sad. But let me just say that karma's a and don't with the people who that use their lives to protect ours. Anyway, here we go. The subject was also transported to a local hospital with 2 broken arms, a broken ankle, a broken leg, several missing teeth, possible broken ribs, multiple contusions, assorted lacerations, and a broken nose and a broken jaw. Injuries sustained when he slipped off the curb after stabbing the Marine. Karma is a... All I'm saying. Way to go, curb. Next up, a resident reported a number of bras hanging from trees in the 8900 block of North Lake Drive at 6:50 a.m. August 24th with a sign that read, "Hope you had an uplifting vacation." One of the few times the men caught the women cheating. Because why else, if she caught him cheating, why would she throw her bras out the window? It's Kind of dumb. Speaking of dumb, I just wish we could catapult people into outer space. Bring out the catapult for this lovely doo-doo head. I was going to say douchebag, but I can't say douchebag on here. So, here we go. Police. Man thought he could only be charged with burglary at night. That's not even the tip of the iceberg. And one I have for you here in just a minute. Next up, a man in Fairfield filed a complaint with the police on Sunday about someone ringing his doorbell and leaving a photocopy of a buttocks on his front step. The complainant, Edgar Butts, told police that this incident happened several times in the last 2 weeks. Change your name. Or say that you're from Canada and it's pronounced Boots. I would hate for anyone that had that name. Seriously. Here is the biggest catapulter. Here we go. He's in front. He's the front of the line. A man arrested for DUI on July 31st told a cop the stop sign turned red too fast for him to stop. Chances are it's always been like that. It's a stop sign. They don't change. Next up, early Monday morning, April 6th, a Hayfolk woman requests to talk with a deputy because her housekeeper is not putting her towels away properly. Okay, then I find a new housekeeper because you're obnoxious. And she's quitting. 10:24 p.m., a woman in the 1800 block of Center Road reported that her neighbor was taking pictures of her while she was in the bedroom. Police determined that the woman was extremely intoxicated and apparently had seen some kind of bright light coming from the window, from the neighbor's bedroom window. Officers made contact with the neighbor, who is completely blind, and he said that he wouldn't take pictures of her even if he wasn't blind. They must really hate each other. And finally, this one takes the cake. It starts on the left side bottom and ends on the right side top. Here we go. Someone reported a person parked in a case lot masturbating and performing a fellatio on himself. Police found the subject with his pants unzipped and his hand in his pants. The suspect said he had his hands in his pants because he has herpes. Why would you have your hands down your pants? Because you have herpes. And why would the police need to know that? Well, that will do it. Season 5 is officially underway. I cannot believe it. I'm sorry I had to skip over that segment, but whatever. Anywho, I just want to thank you all for watching. And again, I am making you this promise. And I hope you guys will agree. If you agree, if you're subscribed and you agree to my contract, type agree in the comments. If you aren't subscribed for some reason but watch a lot or just happen to stumble across this video, please subscribe, agree in the comments, and at least give me this season to prove to you that I can do an amazing season, because it's going to be big. Anyway, if you think there's something funny I should see and share on the show, here are my social media accounts. And also, while you're there and just sitting here, and this is called time filling so that you'll have the time to do it, would you please like, subscribe, and ring that bell. Get the notifications anytime I post a video. Also, comment below. It's going to be one awesome season. I'm kind of worried, though, that this season is going to be so awesome that the next seasons are going to suck in comparison. So, anyway. Apparently, I've got a challenge, an uphill challenge. Without further ado, everybody, I hope you will stick with me this season and let me prove to you how awesome this season is going to be. If you guys would like a copy of this murder mystery scenario, or the official rules of the competition, again, which I will not mention for the rest of the season, or I won't mention again until the end of May. Please email at shittalking20@gmail.com with a subject line, something along the lines of contest rules, contest question, contest whatever. And I'll remind you a little bit later of the subject line for your official guesses when the time comes. So, without further ado, Season 5 has officially started, and for now, that's all I'm saying.